Hello everybody. So today is the last day of Harvest 19. So we're just heading back out for where we were finished up last night. Now unfortunately I didn't bring my camera out with me after tea, so you didn't get to see last night's goings-ons, which I am a bit kicking myself about because it would have been quite nice to show a bit of the nighttime cutting. And also I got to draw a load with the 7718S and the 20-foot Brocken trailer, which is some outfit, so it is. There's just no two ways about it. And the Brocken trailer is as steadfast, it's a holy terror. Absolutely no rocking or anything, you wouldn't know what's behind the tractor. Some outfit, so it is. So there's the three of us now are going back up. So me, my uncle's in front of me at the 6270 and the trainer trailer, and me sister is in front then with the 6270 at the front links and the cane trailer, and then my father is with her then as well on our way out. Our driver's going to meet us out there whenever he gets time, or that. Was there two, maybe three, probably three round the loads I'd say out here. We've about 15, 16 acres left to cut out here of 20. We got a good bit cut last night. It's actually yielding much better than the previous field that we were cutting. It was poor enough, particularly in the headlands, and that it just wasn't that great a crop, to be honest. But then the middle of it kind of made up for it. So that's it. Anyways, we're on our way out. The final day of Harvest 19. It's the 10th of September. It's definitely the earliest we'll have finished all our harvesting. The earliest ever. If I remember rightly, it was a couple of days ago we were talking about it. We were just talking about, you know, how great we were getting on and how well we were on and that. And my father says that there was one year we had nothing cut by till the ploughing. We started cutting after the ploughing, and we'll have it all done before the ploughing, which is great, absolutely great. Like, I can remember the year we had 300 acres, and the harvest was a long harvest, and it was all cut dry. There might have been a small bit of whole crop cut, but it was pretty much all harvested as dry grain. But we might talk a bit more about that at the end of the video, and I just do a bit of a summary of the Harvest 2019 and how it went for us, and how we fared out with the different crops yields and that, and our strategy that we implemented for this year. So I think I'll leave it at that till we get out to the field, maybe get a bit of cutting, try and get a few nice shots if I can at all. I'm going to try. I know I haven't really done that much on a few nice shots this year or in the last couple of videos, but I'll try and get some this time around. But I think I'll leave it at that, and we'll skip on till we get to the field. Here we are in the field. So we've that big cut we did opened. There's a big field at the back. We have that opened and rounds done off it, and 2 rounds done off it. I was in a dirt side avenue belonging to the house to do. So that's what's in it now. This is the very last of what has to be cut. This is all spring oats. I think I said earlier in the video that I thought it was wheat. But no, spring oats. I might have said it was something else. I think I did anyways. Hard to remember what happened yesterday. But anyways, spring oats is what's in this. So we've, as I said, around 15, 16 acres to cut. Most of it's at the back. The biggest chunk of the ground is at the back. At the back where the harvester is. You can just see it there. So we get to another bag of powder there and hand off to the boss and throw up beside the harvester, and we get to this, we get head out of it, get back into the yard, then go with 1 field of silage to lift, put on top of the pitch. It's only going to be maybe 3 or 4 loads. It's not a whole pile, but it's just to seal the pit, try and help keep it vermin proof, and that should that's it. Then cover the pit, and that's it. And once we've just cut, that's the end of harvest 19. All we have to do then is lift a bit of silage and lift a bit of silage, throw a cover on it, and throw tires on. That's it. We are finished. Harvest 19 will be over. So when I'm bringing my last load out here, I'll turn the camera around and we'll do a bit of a talk on how the year went for us. So I'll leave it at that now, and I'll bring over this bag of powder to him.
Very fine straw. That's a bit,
Drop my trailer. Oh no, it's unclean, yeah. You're going to open the other field first, yeah?
Well, I'll fill too low and then open it good. Hopefully see the feed then.
Right.
Well, we may swap them and I go with the load because I want to be pushing up. You want to drop it down, yeah?
I'll drop it now, I'll fill Jess so she can be going ahead.
Yeah, that's it.
And then I'll fill your load.
Aye.
Off the round to the feet. It's the same thing as filling a load, then I fill Philip's last.
Right.
Aye, well, that's
And he'll be here to do the change over.
aye.
Right.
New Zealand, what's that?
Huh?
New Zealand?
Yeah.
And what would you want to know? Just what we're putting in?
Yeah, what was our plan, what we're going to put in after? Or were we going to eat cattle? I know I haven't replied anything yet.
Oh, make sure I'm placed
Oh, I will, yeah. Yes, I do it in the evenings when I have time.
Oh, yeah.
Turn his wheels otherwise. So now he's going to open up the other field there, so we're finished opening and then we can tip on and get the rest of this cut. That's the plan. Push out your hitch. Down. Come on back. Bastard. Back. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, no, you're not on it. The trailer's sunk into the ground. Just give me a second there now. Come on. Back. Right, up, up, up. Forward, whoa. Right. That's it. That's you. Yeah. So now, just filling my first load of the day now. So, I suppose there's pretty much 3 round of loads now. So now I have to come back up here 2 times. So 3 load, there'll be 12 load more out of it. And there's a round of loads for 16 load out of this. Not too bad. The heaviest crop we had was that spring wheel. Nothing else is compared to it, but at the same time it's healed up fairly well. We're getting good quality whole crop out of it, which will do a great job on feeding our cattle, trying fattening the cattle. So yeah, and that is really it. Then there'll be drips and drabs of baling going on, nothing very major now. Lots of second cuts going on, not a whole lot now. If there was 1,000 bales or 2,000 bales done this time of the year, it'll be a lot now. It'll be a lot. So when we get this done, slurry, and then that's really it. Then we'll have time then to get ploughing done, get our winter crops in again for the next year, and get tidying and start. I suppose the next big job that has to be done for ourselves is getting ready to put in cattle. All our bulls are ready to go in now, start feeding and finishing, and well, so yeah, we fill this load, we'll be home back to the yard, and 12 at half 12 now, so the spuds might be ready when we get back. I suppose we just have to wait and see, but I'll leave it at that now. We'll see anything else interesting that goes on for the rest of the day, and as I said, the last bit of the video will be the last load going out the gap, and I'll talk a bit about how Harvest 19 has fared out for us. So I'll leave it at that to the next interesting bit. So now we're just back in the yard. As you can just about see there, it's bulked up fierce well. Fierce well is what it has, more than we thought we'd have in it. As you can, dinner's ready. Okay, we'll tip this anyways. So the spuds are ready, so I won't be going back to the field till after dinner. But as you can see on the windscreen, rain. Literally just as we were filling the last of the load, we started getting rain there, and it's pretty much rained all the way back. And now the rain was forecast, so we knew about it, but it wasn't forecast to start raining until 3 o'clock. And we were hoping we'd have it fairly well done. We were hoping we'd have the whole crop done, maybe the silage, but seems to have come earlier than anticipated now, which is it's a bit of a nuisance now, but sure, look, you can't control the weather. But it's, as long as we don't get ferocious heavy rain, we will finish. It won't stop us. We'll get everything done. Just get it done, get out of the way, and it'll be all good when we're finished. For the winter, so I'm going to leave it at that. Go have me dinner, and we will reconvene when we get going again or something exciting happens. So now we're back in the field after dinner. They're just ahead of me there. My father's in the first tractor, and then our driver with his tractor, and me coming up the rear. So we reckon 4 loads will take what's left to here of it, so 1 more round of loads. And as you can see, Bertie decided to come with me. He said he wanted to come for a spin, so I brought him. Also, if you go in the description down below, there's you'll see the tag or the link to his Instagram page, Bertie the Farm Dog. The page my girlfriend runs for him, pictures and whatnot if you want to follow Bertie. So we just sort of kind of have to go the long way around, not to dirty the avenue into the house. But this is all that's left. The headland out there, that field, and the bit there. Really, I don't think there's much else to say. So I will leave it at that till we get the last of the load and we bait on for home. Isn't that right, Bertie? That is right. So we'll leave it at that. So now, that's Harvest 2019 over and out. So my sister didn't have a load of whole crop. We thought she would have, but between the hern and the rotting it held it all. So now the job is get the header, take off your trailer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You do it.
You get in there, I take off the pipes.
Just drop it here, is it?
Drop it where it is. Be alright, you can pick it up after. Just aim for me, I lift it on. Come on, back. Come on, back. Up. So now everyone, that is the end of Harvest 19. Just as you've seen there, taking off the head and that. And as you may have noticed, my father spraying the knife on the header. He was spraying it with, it wasn't penetrating oil, WD-40, same thing, to keep the rust off it for the year, because he reckons he had a great shine. And it was probably the most whole crop we ever cut this year. They did a good bit on contract this year compared to the last few cutting whole crop. So he reckoned he had a great sharp edge on it, and he wanted to keep it that way. So he actually wanted to put burned oil on it, but he forgot to bring it with him. So he put a penetrating oil on it. As you can see there, Bertie, he's sitting on my knee. Now, normally if I'm parked, he sits there in the passenger seat, but when we're moving, he sits on my knee for whatever reason. Whether it takes a bit of the bounce out of the driving, I don't know. But that's Bertie anyways. So that's it. At the end of another year, all is cut, all 190 acres. That's what we grew this year. As I was just saying, so this year we grew 190 acres of tillage. On previous years, that is down. The most we ever grew in tillage wise, we grew 300 acres in 2015. 16 then was the bad year for us, and we lost all pretty much everything. There was 60 acres wasn't harvested, rotted into the ground, and practically, I think we had 260 acres that year, and 60 acres never cut, never could get near it, and the rest of it, I suppose, averaged about 1 ton to the acre, and 3 bales of straw to the acre. It was a disaster of a year, and it still has long-reaching effects on us. I can tell you now, we are far from over that year. It's still haunting us to this day, the financial impact of that year. But anyways, we won't talk too much about that, but I'll get back on track now. So 190 acres of tillage this year, divided up into winter wheat, barley and oats, spring oats, spring wheat, barley and oats then again. So as a result of 16, going forward from that, we changed our policy. We got more cattle. We stopped selling. We pretty much we don't sell any barley at all to men now, not like what we used to do. And we go on the principle of damage limitations. So our winter grain is sown to be cut dry, and our spring grain is sown to be whole cropped. And in principle, we crimp the wheat unless there's some ferocious spell of good weather. The wheat is for crimping. It's to try and limit the amount of damage that can be done if a bad year persists. Your winter grain, it's ripe at a better time of the year. The days are longer. You have a better chance of getting it and getting it dry. Whereas the spring stuff, when it's ready, the days are shorter, the weather tends to be poorer, and we work on damage limitations. That was the principle, and it has worked very well for us this year. We are finished. Today is, if I remember rightly, the 10th of September. Probably, I'd be quite well believe it's the earliest we've ever finished. Had all cut, all the tillage done, all our own tillage. No, it's been a good year for us now. We've got away in terms of crops now. All our winter barley was cut dry. That was all at the house. That was the videos you've seen of getting ready to cut, all systems a go, and finishing up around the yard. That was all our winter barley, all cut dry into the shed. It done, I'd say, a bit more than 4 ton to the acre. Because we've no weights or weighbridge in our yard, we don't exactly know. We're guesstimate it did 4 ton, maybe a bit more than 4 ton to the acre. Huge crop of stuff, great head of barley, piles of straw. It did about 12 bales to the acre. There was just over 30 acres. It did about 12 bales to the acre, roughly speaking. A straw, ferocious crop. Our winter oats, we had 1 field of winter oats, and I don't know how I can say about it. I didn't film it, but it was some of the field 100% great crop. More of the field was very poor. It was land that we have been reclaiming, and it's a ferocious, well, when I say ferocious wet, it's a piece of land that has been forever known as having wet spots and that, and we dug drains and we tidied it up and cleared bushes and cleared stuff off it, and we put it into oats. We do want to put it into grass eventually, but we want to put it into a crop so that we could identify the wet spots, so we can put insurers in the right places. If we went straight into grass, we don't end up tracking it, trying to do anything with it. The intention would be that this would become silage ground when we get it all shored in that. But the good bits of that field did very well. The poor bits, there was practically nothing on the worst. Our winter oats, it wasn't anything we were expecting. Everything, it was actually organic. The land was that wet throughout the year that we never actually got any sprays on it. The bar, we sprayed it off, and to spray it off, we brought a tractor to the field with a chain on it, just in case we needed to pull the spray around the field just to get sprayed off. It is wet ground, as snow is about it. It won't be going back into winter corn this year because the weather's gone bad and we won't get it in. It's just too wet. But hopefully we might get a lot of shores in it to help the job along this year. But then we'll move on to our winter wheat. We crimped one field, the field in, so all the videos I put up, the crimping of the wheat, the first one. Father wants to need to pass them out now. The system must have went on, powered on ahead of him. Yeah. So in the video, or the first video of crimping, that field that we were in that time, that field didn't yield as well as we would have liked. It was a good thick crop, but it missed the head spray. There was one of the head sprays that was to get, it didn't get it. We were busy at the time. I think the weather broke then as well, and I just didn't get it. And we could see it in it. It had a bit of rust, or some of the grains hadn't filled, and that was just down to ourselves. Like it wasn't anything else. It wasn't wet ground or anything. It was poor. Well, we actually never got the straw off. The straw is still lying in the field waiting to be reared out. We've never got weather to rear out the straw because the straw was so green. We probably should have baled and wrapped it, but look, we didn't. Probably should have, and I can't see us getting the straw unless there blows some really good weather, and it won't be great quality, but it will bed cattle, I suppose, the best way to put it. Of crimp that we cut, it definitely made up for it. There was a huge pile of stuff off, and we got hit bale. One of the main things we always go with is shortener on all our crops, because to reduce the risk of lodging, and pretty much just to reduce the risk of lodging, really. That's it. Like with the whole crop, you're only really after the head of straw as a buffer. You do take some straw with you, but primarily the grain is what you're after. The straw is just a filler when it comes to the cattle end of it. So then onto our spring crops. All our spring crops are whole crop. You've seen our spring wheat, which was by far the best crop we have ever grown. A huge crop. We hit everything, every nail we hit on time. Every spray it got, everything was 110%. Got rolled, got picked, and it yielded ferocious. 10 acres, 19 load, nearly 2 loads a acre, which is phenomenal for a crop of whole crop. In regards to all other crops that we've cut, everything else yielded fairly well. We had a bit of a disappointing return of some a bit of land where we had barley. It was undersowed with grass, as the farmer that owns the ground. It's actually not uncommon for farmers to come to us and say, will you plough our land 2-3 years and reseed it when you're finished? And this is one of them jobs. Just one of them jobs where we had used it for, I think it's 5 years we've used it, and he wants to put back in grass, so we undersowed it so he can go straight to grazing it now. And it just didn't yield as well as we were hoping it would. It just wasn't there. Whether it was the grass that sort of stifled some of the barley coming up or what, we're not too sure, but it just didn't perform as well as we would have liked. There was also one crop of oats that just the headlands were poor. Where there was compaction, it was poor. I think it was actually ground that we min-tilled. Generally speaking, when we min-till, we'll plough 1 year and then we'll min-till it the next, and then we'll plough. We try not min-till 2 years in a row because of compaction. Because our ground is so heavy, it gets compacted very easy. And this big ground along the headlands and that, where there's compaction, it just didn't perform that well. The rest of the field was 100% made up for it. All in all, it's been a pretty good year. In terms of lodging, we've had practically nothing to complain about. Bits here and there in some of the fields, not major. I don't think between everything we would have had an acre or an acre and a half lodge, which we were quite happy with. We thought was very good. We've been around the country and doing jobs for other lads and that, and we've absolutely nothing to complain about compared to some people. But all in all, it's been a good harvest. We've went into it, we got it all done, we're out the other end. all's good, all's going, everything's gathered up, all safely in. So we can rest easy tonight knowing that that we are sound, which is a great peace of mind at the tillage, that when you have it all in and all gathered, that you're grand. And I really do feel for anyone that is still cutting away and has stuff to do. I know what it's like. I know fucking too well. 16 taught us a lot of lessons. But anyways, that is really it. I don't think I have much else to talk about in the lines of our tillage operation. The plan is now we've block of slurry to do. When we get that done, end of September kind of, we're going to get the plough back on and we're going to start putting in our winter crop. Same again, we're about the same area of land, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more, it all depends. You tend to get anyone that's thinking of doing a job where they plough and reseed, or plough with winter crop and reseed it after, they generally does it in the spring. So we won't really know, but roughly speaking for next year, we're going same again, sort of same divvy up of all the different crops and all this. It's just going to be repeated this year, the same principle of damage limitations. So I don't think there's much else I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to finish the video now. There might be a little bit at the end, maybe covering the pit, but that is it for me. I can't think of anything else to say. If you have any comments, anything like that, as always, hit me in the comments down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Also, caps, I actually had them on earlier today, and when we were in for dinner I forgot to wear it back out with me, but you know where to get them, ebay.com, and my Amazon store. You can head over there to have a look at bits and bobs that I use, like the phone holder that's actually holding the camera at the minute, that I'd highly recommend. It's all stuff over there that I use, and I would highly recommend you to buy. In doing so, if you do use the links to buy it, it does give me a help out financially. Now, not a whole lot, but every little helps all the same. That's really also Bertie, as you can see, his Instagram page is in the description down below. That's it, I can't think of anything else. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please like and subscribe to my channel. That is it from me. Good luck.